here today. It's like, hey, this is going to be one of the parking lot simulator. Take this bag. Hey, if you don't have a bag, walk this way. If you don't have a... All right, you're good. Go. Arms up. All right, you're good. Arms up.
All right, we'll give you some medical attention as soon as we can. As soon as we get some medical.
Get more Marines over
Can you
here.
walk right now?
No.
Those supposed to be burn injuries.
Burns.
Hey, get him in. We'll leave the back here and we'll, just get.
Bend your legs.
Right here, right? Right here, yeah, we'll pretty much. Hey, that's
your legs a little
good
bit.
idea. Hey, take it. Hey, yeah, over there, Hanky. Hey, if they dead, leave him there. If they dead, leave him there. If they dead, leave him there. Bags from here back. Bags are. No, leave the bag. Leave the bag.
All bad players.
Oh, they are broke players?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah.
Put your bag down. You guys continue over that way.
Yeah, they're broke players. What kind of roll? They're,
I already gave you a priority 3.
No.
Okay, just your leg. Lower leg. Not this one.
No, it's fine.
Okay. We'll make you a category 2, all right, for now. We'll come back and check it.
Roving 1, we're up, all 6.
First Lieutenant Mackenzie Earhart, MCKENZIE. Sure, I'm the watch commander for PMO. Today I was the incident commander for a mass casualty event. Today what happened was an exercise event that occurs on Department of Defense installations, where basically exercise teams come out and evaluate the preparation and the readiness of law enforcement and fire department personnel. So what they did today was they had a bomb go off at what was considered to be a special event. So we had a lot of people, what would have traditionally been about 1,000 to 10,000 people. We had about 85 role players and about 100 law enforcement personnel out here. Now a bomb detonated at one of the entry control points, and law enforcement, EMS, and fire had to respond to that. My job during the exercise, traditionally in an event like this, I'm going to be what's called a watch commander or a patrol supervisor. It's essentially a platoon commander in a law enforcement field. So today, as an incident commander, I'm the one who's communicating with basically an operations center that coordinates the logistical aspects and the tactical aspects of exactly what we're doing out there. So how many casualties we have, what kind of casualties, how they're getting evacuated. Are there suspects? In this particular case, we had an individual who detonated a bomb. So do we have that suspect in custody? Are they dead? We're continually collecting that information, and my role is to push that up to higher ups, including the base commander, the EOC, and ultimately the provost marshal here. How this affects the surrounding area, specifically here at New River, is as an air station, that's going to affect really flight operations, as well as mission essential type tasks that they're going to be needing to do here on the flight line. So what it would do is it's going to affect traffic. We know that that's a big thing. It's going to affect law enforcement personnel and fire that can respond to events that are still happening throughout the installation. And ultimately, it's going to affect, obviously, those spectators and law enforcement and EMS personnel that are working here today. I think it's important to conduct this exercise because really these exercises are what evaluate our readiness and our ability to conduct certain tasks, specifically as law enforcement officers. So we know that we've got to be able to essentially respond to any kind of call that we may have. It could be something as simple as a theft, a larceny, and it can be something as large as an act of terrorism, which we experienced here today. So because there's such a continual threat for that, we have to be ready all the time, and this is a great way to see if we're prepared for it. How prepared were we? We were, 2nd Platoon's probably the best platoon that PMO has, so we were very prepared. Our guys are very, very well versed in law enforcement tactics. We've got civilian guys who have been doing this job for, some of them 20, 25 years, who have seen a lot of this stuff happen. We've got staff NCOs and we've got corporals who did an excellent job leading their teams today and making sure that we accomplished the mission. And the evaluators themselves said that it was a great day for us. We performed very well. We got out, we got the job done, and I'm pretty proud of their performance today. How do I think the Marines performed overall in the exercise? I would say that law enforcement Marines, specifically military policemen, are trained to overcome this stuff. It's beaten into them in the schoolhouse. They do exercises, they do it on the field side, they do it base side. And today they showed that. They showed that they have been trained and that they are prepared to execute. And honestly, from senior staff and CO leadership all the way down to the PFC that we had, they were doing awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. As far as containing the area, making sure that our suspects expected anything more from him.
Master Sergeant Scott, S-C-O-T-T, Jared, J-A-R-E-D. Yes, I'm the operations chief for the Marine Corps Base CAMPLEJ EOD team. Basically, we are training with local response and base response in a complex scenario against IEDs and terrorist attacks and things like that. I was the EOD team leader during the exercise. Just control of the EOD team and overall function of our part of the scenario. The IED affected the area by first one detonated, killing civilians, participants in the event, and then there was a secondary IED that was found in the scenario for us to respond to and disable and safely take that IED out safely to keep that secondary from killing or harming anybody else or taking out any infrastructure, things like that. We were very prepared. We train constantly on a daily basis, not just for these types of scenarios, but for just UXL response to the base, for responses out in town, working with civilian law enforcement, things like that. We're always prepared for a scenario or a situation like that. Everybody that was involved in the scenario performed very well, conducted themselves professionally, and was very well equipped and well prepared for the scenario. The first thing that we do when we arrive on scene is make sure the area is cordoned off, and make sure evacuations are done. After that, we verify the location of the suspect item, and then we verify that it is a threat using robots and x-rays and other things of that sort. After that, we go into procedures to counter that threat and make it so it's it can't detonate anymore. It won't high order, and then remove that out of the area to a safer place where we can either blow it up or render it safe and get intelligence out of it. During this situation, we found a pressure cooker, a lot like the one for the Boston Marathon bombing, a lot like the ones that are found in Afghanistan, filled with explosives, and that's basically the device.